Okay. All right, so I would like to call this regular meeting of council to order on January the 22nd, 2025 at 7:02 p.m. We'll stay seated for a moment of silent reflection. Thank you very much. As we gather this evening, I acknowledge on behalf of council and our community that we're meeting on the traditional territory of the Algonquin people. We thank the Algonquin people and express our respect and support for their rich history, and we're extremely grateful for their many and continued displays of friendship. We also thank all the generations of people who have taken care of this land for thousands of years. We will move to the mayor's address. Make it a little bigger. That's my confusions. Thank you. As we begin the new year, I hope that everyone was able to enjoy some time with family and friends over the holiday season. I would also like to extend a warm welcome to Andrea LeClaire, who joined our administration team as the new Deputy Treasurer on January the 21st, 2025. During the month of January, I attended 6 meetings for county and/or municipal business. On January 18th to the 22nd, I attended the Roma Conference in Toronto with Councillor Robinson and CAO Desjardins. The theme for the conference was Rural Roots with a focus on homelessness, mental health and addictions, agriculture, economic development, municipal services and provincial funding, healthier democracies in rural Ontario, cybersecurity, waste management, and emergency services. On Sunday, January the 19th, Paramedic Chief Mike Nolan was part of the concurrent session addressing rural responses to mental health and addictions. Chief Nolan highlighted the success of the MESA program in Renfrew County and the city of Pembroke. I've attached a summary of the 2024 paramedic services in Renfrew County. As we plan for 2025, council and staff will be working on the budget, which must include a financial plan for the replacement of all assets identified in North Algona Wilberforce's asset management plan. This provincial requirement must be submitted by July the 1st, 2025. Council will be reviewing and updating a number of policies, continue to advocate for funding and grants, finalizing the plan for the Golden Lake intersection realignment, and exploring more opportunities for shared services. And if we can move to the next page, I just did want to highlight some of the items in the paramedic report. Sorry. My computer. Yeah, if you just want to go to the last page, Luke, please. So this is just some of the data that they've been able to collect. And in light of the fact that the MESA program has only been in place since March of 2024, you can see by the report that it certainly is having an impact in not only reducing some of the encampments, but also getting some of the individuals who were homeless and living in encampments into some of the drug rehab and addiction treatments, and also through that program, getting them into more permanent housing. So there is now, when it talks about the addiction supportive housing program, there's 34 individuals who are receiving pre-treatment and post-treatment and have transitioned from being homeless into either transitional housing or actually having a spot that they can call their own right now. It has also really reduced the number of hospital emergency department visits. And also, is from talking to some of the members of Pembroke Council, And I did do a delegation in conjunction with the city of Pembroke on trying to lobby for permanent funding for the Mesa program. But they were saying that the businesses downtown have not had any of the complaints about individuals that are, inside the vestibules or on the front at the storefronts. They've been much happier with the fact that having that permanent warming center and the services that are surrounded with that new location has really helped address some of the people who are currently living on the streets. So good news. Hopefully we can get the province to provide funding that can continue on a permanent basis, because last year and even this year, it's being funded through the county's reserves. But at the end of 2025, those reserves will be exhausted. Yes, Councillor.
Did they say any of the clients, did they move out of, let's say, Pembroke and go somewhere else, do they know? Or once they started to seek treatment and started to be on a positive road, did they?
Some of them have been referred outside of the county, but only if they've agreed to, go into a treatment program where they will be trying to get off of the drugs and, getting the counseling and support that they need.
Thank you.
And Chief Nolan was part of the delegation that talked about the homelessness and drug and addiction challenges in rural communities. And it was very well received. The room was packed for the presentation that he was a part of. Good news. That is my mayor's address. So I have a motion that the January 22nd, 2025 mayor's address be accepted as presented. Moved by Councillor Robinson, seconded by Councillor Eke-Schonfeld. Any other comments? Seeing none, all in favor? That's carried. Can we do a split screen so we can see Doug? Is that possible?
Sorry, yes, I voted in favor.
Thank you.
Can you see them?
I can, yes.
And then we can tell my advisor's kind
Try the, can you minimize that one?
There we go. Okay. That's perfect. Yes, thank you. Next one. Where is Doug though? That's.
Oh.
Oh,
There
there's
it is.
Doug. Perfect. So moving on, are there any declarations of pecuniary interest and the general nature thereof? Seeing none, then we'll go to the adoption of the minutes, and I have a motion that the December 17th, 2024 regular council minutes and the December 30th, 2024 special council minutes be adopted as presented. Moved by Councillor Robinson, seconded by Councillor Buchwald. Any additions, corrections, or omissions? Councillor Eke-Schonfeld.
Just clarification on the regular council meeting 7.2, just the 4-H request. Did anybody tell the 4-H leaders to seek out other avenues?
I emailed them with the information from council and not a response back.
Okay, thank you.
Any other comments? Seeing none, all in favor? And that's carried. Thank you. We have no delegations tonight, so we'll move to item 7.1, which is the CAO update. And I have a motion that council accepts the CAO report as information. Moved by Councillor Recchi Schoenfeld, seconded by Councillor Robinson. Comments, questions? Councillor Recchi Schoenfeld.
What is the monthly facility meeting group created? What is that?
Yeah, I just wanted to let council know, so collectively, we're meeting on a regular basis, so for facilities, it's myself, Cameron, Jill and Adrian. And we're just discussing, upcoming monthly meetings so that we're coordinating together.
Okay, sort of that at a rec committee meeting, we had talked about like somehow getting that information about the rental properties out more. I don't know if it's on our like I tried looking for that information on the website and I couldn't really find anything, but there might be people, wanting to rent, whether we make flyers or take it out in the leader or somehow get it out there so people know. And this might be a good time of the year because it's kind of quiet and people might be preparing for the summer. I don't know. And the other thing too is if we have ideas about the budget, do we submit them to you?
Yes, you can mention me and just, I guess on that note, I have a few of the next steps, budget items on this list.
Okay, all right, thank you.
If you are, you can get them in early and we can start having the discussion, please.
Okay, I'll send some in tomorrow.
Maybe wouldn't be a bad idea, Luke, if you can just send an email to the council members that if they have any, please get them in as soon as possible. So at least they can be included in budget discussions. Any other comments? Being done, all in favor? And that's carried. Thank you. Item 7.2 is the Rural Transit Fund collaboration. I have a motion that council authorizes the execution of a partnership agreement with the Township of Boulder Valley and the Township of Whitewater Region for the implementation of the Rural Transit Solutions Fund. Moved by Councillor Robinson, seconded by Councillor Buckwalt. Questions or comments? Councillor Recchi Schoenfeld.
So each municipality, so like BV, Laurentian Valley, Ness, each of us gets an electric vehicle
And two
and
charges.
two charging stations.
Yes.
Okay, and then how do we know how much money we would recoup? Like how do you know that? It says the cost is expected to far outweigh the benefit to the community and the township. We will retain the assets. How do we know how much money we might make from the charging stations?
We really don't know at this point until they actually start getting used.
I was just wondering if there was another municipality or some private organization, like a gas station, that was able to see how much money they made over a certain period of time. And what happens, well, do we have a dedicated staff that's gonna look after the booking and the cleaning and do a circle check and all that other stuff?
That part of the program still has to be worked out. The first step is putting out an RFP to purchase the vehicles and then the installation of the charging stations. And in the meantime, we are working and actually we've had discussions with the county as well because they are going to start an exploration to see about some sort of a public transportation system within the county. What is the feasibility? What could the cost be? So our vehicles could become part of that arrangement if that's something the county proceeds with. I can probably get you an estimate from other areas where they've been using the charging stations where I think if I remember correctly, Annette from BV was saying that normally you have a payback of about 12 to 18 months to recoup our contribution of that, what is it, $43,000?
And that's just from the charging station.
Yes,
I still have a hard time with the car because I'm just like picturing somebody that would need the car. And you know, like they've already had avenues like the neighbor or the niece or, you know, somebody to take them. So if the charging station and the car was at Golden Lake, I can see how people would use the station. But for me, the car, I mean, it would only be convenient for people in Golden Lake. Like if I have to take somebody from Rankin to Golden Lake to get the car so they can go into Pembroke, then I might as well have just driven them into Pembroke. You know, it just goes back to sometimes when you get something for nothing, it still costs you in the long run. And I can't see all the usage for this car. I can see the charging station, but not the car.
so in some of the other communities that have put in place, they call it a micro transit system, so it's an on-demand service. They've actually hired part-time or full-time drivers, and that's the best way to provide a reliable service to the public, is knowing that, hey, there's a driver who can, because otherwise somebody has to get transportation to pick up the vehicle and then transportation to get back home after they drop it off.
Mhm.
So having some drivers on call or available, you get to provide that service much more efficiently.
See, something like that would make sense, but it's never been factored into any of that I've seen. So I mean, that was a good plan, but it's not what I saw with this. You know, it's nearly like having your taxi service or an Uber service or a Lyft service. And that would make more sense because if I need to be picked up at Fourth Street Road, then it would be easier. But then once again, it's like the township has to try and employ a part-time driver to do that. Because I imagine they're not gonna do it for nothing. You know, and that money has to come from somewhere, along with a whole bunch of liability. Like, and then what if 3 people want the car at the same time? And then all of a sudden you go for 3 weeks and nobody wants it, so we've gotta hire like a person to be on call. I don't know.
Certainly details that we have to consider and try and work out, so. And that's something that we can certainly, and I know Mr. Perkins from the county has been in contact with a number of other places where they have these micro transit systems, so he's gathering as much information as he can. Find out what is working, what hasn't worked, and help us put together a platform or a program that hopefully would be something that would work for our municipalities as well.
Because I mean, the cost of the EV vehicle like is expensive and I'm sure the maintenance is, and it's bad if it's not getting used to its potential, right? And so if it was, and then here goes, if we have one in North Algona Wilberforce and it's not getting used, yeah, sure, maybe then the county could use it, right? But then what would happen if all of a sudden like, oh no, we need it, but now the county's getting it?
It's going to take some work, yes. And it is a pilot project, so we have to keep them for 3 years. After 3 years, if we find out that no, this hasn't really worked out for us, we get to keep the charging stations, the vehicles you can sell.
Did anyone ever say how much it costs? Like, it's kind of like when you buy a new car, the first 5 years, everything's great, and then after that, it starts to fall apart. So like, I wonder what the maintenance is on the charging stations, like, is everything great? Or does it fall apart after 5 years, and then what's that cost? And then where do we get that money to service? I know we'd say maybe it's a cost recovery because blah, 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 but I don't know. It's not like I'm anti-EV, it's just I'm afraid it's gonna end up costing us more in a number of different ways.
I guess once we try it, we'll have a much better idea how it's gonna work. Any other comments, questions? Seeing none, all in favor? Those opposed? It's noted that's carried. Item 7.3 is the 2025 municipal conferences, and the motion reads that council accepts the 2025 conference report as information, and further that costs be included in the 2025 budget. Moved by Councillor Robinson, seconded by Councillor Ricky Schoenfeld. Comments, questions? Councillor Ricky Schoenfeld.
Once again, it's, when you go away to conferences, I know you don't have time now, but it would just be nice to some, like, takeaways that you brought that could be applicable to our township.
Yeah, and my report's already in Laura's hands, so.
Wow, that is triggering quick, Mr. Rowe.
I just got home last night.
But we didn't, I didn't have it for this council meeting, but it will be at the next one.
Perfect.
Any other comments? Seeing none, all in favor? That's carried, thank you. Item 7.4 is a grant application from Evangelical Missionary Church of Canada. And the motion is that council accepts the Evangelical Missionary Church of Canada Community Grant Application report as presented, and that council approves the once-a-week rentals for a reduced rate of $300 a month in 2025. Moved by Councillor Robinson, seconded by Councillor Ricky Schoenfeld. Questions or comments? Councillor Ricky Schoenfeld.
I mean, everything has gone up, and I know people, when they're asking, they always want to, try and get it as cheap as they can. I'm just wondering if we should go like $350 a month or $400 a month.
It certainly is up to council. Yes, Councillor Robinson.
I was just saying that, just like as Councillor Blanchard indicated, if we were to move it up to 325, to show that there is a cost increase, but nothing prohibitive.
So I'm hearing 400, 350, or 325. Councillor Buckle, did you want to weigh in?
Yeah, I think that we probably should look at this, and we had discussion about this at a previous meeting. For requests like this and putting them on a sliding scale for increases as time goes on. My suggestion would probably be 200 instead of the 150 until we get a solid policy in place.
If you say like once.
Sorry, are you, I'm not sure which direction you're going in. Are you saying we should go down to 200 a month? Or increase by 200 a month?
No, the current rental fee is 150 per day.
Yeah, but then we're charging. Yeah.
Okay, sorry. So yeah, so instead of 300 per month, I would say 400 per month.
Okay. Well,
And you said 325, right?
yes.
So let's go 350. That's what I wanted.
I know.
It's not bad. It's down from Doug's and up from yours.
Are you okay with 350, Councillor Buckle?
I'm okay with that. The thing I'm looking at is we are looking at developing a new policy on this year. So I think on an interim basis, this would be a good compromise until we get something more set out.
And maybe just for staff to let them know that we will be reviewing our policy and rates might change in 2026. So I will change from 300 to 350. And the mover and seconder, Councillor Ricky Schoenfeld and Councillor Robinson, you're okay with that?
Yes.
All in favor? That's carried, thank you. Item 7.5 is the 2025 schedule of fees. And I have a motion that council accepts the 2025 schedule of fees and passes bylaw 2025-03 for adoption of the same. Moved by Councillor Buckwell, seconded by Councillor Ricky Schoenfeld. Questions, comments, Councillor Ricky Schoenfeld?
So a couple of residents asked me if somehow the township could work out a deal or some kind of agreement with maybe somebody in the community where they could get a waste permit card. I know we're not dealing with this, but it kind of falls under the scheduling of fees because sometimes they can't make it to the township, right? We had talked about that once before. But nothing happened,
Some other point of sale where they can pick up.
like another value. Because some people, honestly, they can't, because it's during like work hours, you know, the weekend, they have no place to get it, right? And it's just something to consider. I mean, I don't know if Amanda, the Cottage Cup would do it, if there's a business in Edenville, the people would gladly go there if it was like off hours.
Yes, Laura.
There are a couple options, but one, we have a resident who uses mail. They send a check and request the card and you send it back.
See, and I never even ever thought of that.
Yeah.
But I mean, but maybe that's just like communication once again with our residents. It could even go on that community connect, right? You know, if you need a card, this is an option you have or something on the website.
Yeah, we have actually discussed a couple of things that needs more conversation before it's not forward.
Certainly is something that maybe could come back at our budget discussions on, you know, other areas. I never thought it'd be mail either. I mean, yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, because I know the landfill attendants, they don't want to take money for a card.
No, and I can understand that.
So I understand that, but I mean, that being said, like, I mean, I never postage has gone. Okay, as long as we're talking. Thanks.
Any other questions? See none, all in favor? That's carried, thank you. Item 7.6 is the Jumpstart Sports Funding, and I have a motion that council accepts the report regarding Jumpstart Sports Funding, and further that council approves applying for the funding to offset swim staff wages for the Lake Dorian Swim Club. Moved by Councillor Robinson, seconded by Councillor Ricky Schoenfeld. Questions or comments? Councillor Ricky Schoenfeld.
Thanks, Cameron. I hope you get it.
Go
Fingers crossed.
What is the maximum that you can apply for?
About 25,000, it's not stated, but the average on the high end is 25, but we're gonna apply for less than 10. To be underneath 10,000 mark, so
And is that just with the intent of covering one person's wages?
yeah, so 68.99 would be covering one person's wages, and then a little bit of extra for t-shirts and the whistles and that kind of thing, and we won't have those extra items this year unless we get this grant, basically.
And I really, you're right, fingers crossed that we're
That would
successful.
be nice.
Thank you. Any other comments? Seeing none, all in favor? That's carried. Thank you. Item 7.7 is the 2025 municipal business calendar, and I have a motion that council accepts the 2025 municipal business calendar report as presented, and that staff provide the information on township social medias and Outlook calendars. Moved by Councillor Robinson, seconded by Councillor Buckler. Questions, comments, Councillor Ricky?
I guess that would be too much to put into the tax bill, right? too much printing. Like not,
It would be a lot.
there wouldn't be
It
enough.
would be a full page. We do put it on our website calendar. We can print it and put it in the front, we can,
Can we put it on maybe all of our rental places?
Yeah.
Like,
probably,
you know? And maybe even at that, well, if we laminated it in the summertime, we could stick it at the landfill, like on a bin or something.
yeah, because bins get moved, that's.
That's
what I
true.
remember.
Yeah. Yeah.
Councillor Rollins.
I was suggesting also that we probably put it at the library.
Hmm.
Because
Okay.
there's, yeah, definitely a traffic there.
And the Echo Center, because we have a lot of our
A
residents.
lot of the, yeah, I think it would be a good place to.
Even if our website itself, like the official North Algona one, had a spot just for, that would just be that simple, like, you know what I mean, where you'd see it. I know you're gonna put it month by month, but sometimes it's nice just to see it in one shot.
The plan, especially for full.
Mhm,
Or on that homepage,
mhm.
do we have the ability or does staff have the ability to add another link?
Oh, no.
No,
Once we get the new webpage, but it's,
yes.
right.
Any other comments? Seeing none, all in favor? It's carried, thank you. In 9.1, that's the non-action items. So I have a motion that non-action item correspondence items 9.1.1 to 9.1.6 be accepted as information. Moved by Councillor Reddy Schoenfeld, seconded by Councillor Buchwald. Any comments? Seeing none, all in favor? That's carried, thank you. Item 9.2.1 is the Culture Connect sponsor package. And I have a motion that council sponsor the Culture Connect 2025 program through the bronze package in the amount of $250 from the council public relations budget. Do I have a mover and a seconder? Moved by Councillor Ricky Schoenfeld, seconded by Councillor Robinson. Questions, comments, Councillor Ricky Schoenfeld.
I'm not really in favor of donating to the cause. And I know we have money in our budget, public relations budget, but I also realize if we don't spend it, it'll go back into reserve. I mean, there's value in culture, but there's a lot of more important things I think we could use the $200.
250.
250, so.
And we did support this one last year, correct?
I don't think we have it last year.
Oh, very nice. That seems new.
Yeah, I don't remember this one. Like, I mean, I'd rather support the Robbie Dean Center. You know, for a number of different reasons than
Right.
supporting.
Okay, any other comments?
I tend to agree.
Okay. So I'll call the vote, all in favor? Those opposed? That's defeated, thank you. Item 9.2.2, that's the leader sponsor pages, and I motion that council direct staff to select 12 events to sponsor in 2025 for the Edenville leader sponsor pages, opting for similar choices as previous years in the amount of $600 plus HST from the administration advertising budget. Moved by Councillor Robinson, seconded by Councillor Buchwald. Can we bring up the listed sponsorship items? And Laura, would you be able to tell us which ones we've done? in the
No.
past? No?
Maybe Cameron, do you remember which ones last year?
We did 1 month, so any where there was a double month, we had to choose one or the other.
Oh, we've done the Heart Month,
Yeah.
the
Bonner
Bonner Cup races. I think the Rankin Winter Tournament.
Wait for
yeah.
the races. I think that's already out, is it not, Terry? The
Pardon me?
races advertising is already done.
Yes,
Yeah,
this is 29th.
I think we've done Cancer Month.
Mhm.
What about, we've done Emergency Preparedness Week or not?
No, because the flyer does that.
Okay,
But I think we've done back to school
Mhm.
and we've done arthritis. And if we haven't done mental health day, I know there's two there, I know between mental health and hunters. And I know we've done Remembrance Day, right?
yes,
Yes,
I'm pretty sure we've done no drinking, drug driving.
and we always do Fire Prevention Week.
isn't that kind
That's
of
fine.
That's fire as well, okay?
Could we just
What
say-
number are we at?
I never recorded, okay, let's check off the next.
We'll just go back to
What
the
was
year.
done last year, this year, would probably be ideal.
And could we maybe do, like, a lot of people do hunter safety, if we did hunter safety, could we maybe do a mental health thing? Like, you know, if we did pick one and once, right? Did we switch hunter safety and mental health?
Have to do 1 a month, that's just sort of.
Yeah, I know, but I was saying that too when I was looking at it, one on ones we did it.
Should we check the boxes and send it around to council or you?
Well, then it would have to come back to the next meeting.
Yeah, like I would just.
Could we just go, could we do it now? Can we do it now?
I would just suggest that we do what we did last year and move on.
If you can send it.
Mr. Mayor.
Yes, Mr. Buckle.
So the resolution actually says opting for similar choices in previous years. So I believe that staff should be able to handle this based on the resolution itself. If individual members of council wanted to give their input to staff, that might be appropriate, but the resolution pretty much covers it.
Could we just pick maybe some of the ones we want and then staff to pick the other ones?
Yeah, I have the checkoff sheet in front of me now, Councillor Buckwell, so we can put on the ones that we're fairly comfortable with, and then maybe staff can fill in the rest. So I have Heart Month.
Okay.
I have Rankin Winter Carnival.
Okay.
Cancer
Cancer month,
Month.
back to school,
Seniors,
oh yeah, seniors,
Seniors
June
Seniors Month.
the 4th. Back to school,
remembrance,
yeah, back to school,
I got that back to school,
Okay.
yeah.
No
Breast
drinking.
Cancer Awareness Month, or National Forestry Week, or arthritis, or
emergency preparedness.
see, I don't want stuff filling in, like, Remembrance Day was my next pick, and then no drinking.
No drinking,
Yeah,
driving.
yeah,
I think you would not.
and then maybe staff could pick the other ones. How many do we have?
I'm trying to find Remembrance Day.
It's right below diabetes month. 2/3 of the way down.
Oh, yes, see it,
Halloween
yeah,
safety,
and Eganville Santa Claus Parade, we normally do that one.
And Halloween safety. Does that give us 10?
2, 4. That's 9,
Okay, then the staff can pick one more.
3 more,
Oh, 3 more. That's right. I was saying 10. Okay,
okay.
perfect. Then I can answer them.
All right, so I'll call the vote, all in favor. That's carried, thank you. Item 9.2.3, the It's related to our last issue as well. So we have that the township advertises a business card size ad in the Mad Message magazine in the amount of $319 from the council public relations budget. And that's Mothers Against Drunk Driving. Mover seconded. Moved by Councillor Reggie Schoenfeld, seconded by Councillor Robinson. Comments or questions? Councillor Reggie Schoenfeld.
For the same reasons I expressed before, I'm not in favor. Once again, I really think it's a lot when we do donate that people thank us for donating. If you looked in the non-action items, there were some that actually thanked us for the money we sent them. I mean, we put the business card in that. I never hear anything back from them. In fact, I never see the publication. Once again, I would rather donate to a local in Renfrew County as opposed to something that's all of Ontario.
Okay. Councillor Buchwald.
I would agree with that. I know we've supported this in the past, but I don't see the benefit at this point.
Okay. I'll call the vote. All in favor. Those opposed. That's defeated. Item 9.2.4 is the Boncher Union Library. I have a motion that council approves the addition of the Boncher Union Library appeal insert in the 2025 interim tax bills. Moved by Councillor Buchwald, seconded by Councillor Robinson. Questions or comments? Seeing none, all in favor? That's carried. Thank you. Item 10.1 is the bylaw to provide interim tax levies in 2025. Now, therefore, the Council of North Algona Wilberforce enact the following bylaw 2025-01, to provide the interim tax levies for the year 2025 for North Algona Wilberforce Township. Moved by Councillor Robinson, seconded by Councillor Buchwald. Comments or questions? Seeing none, all in favor? That's carried. Thank you. Item 10.2 is the bylaw to authorize appointments. Now, therefore, the Council of North Algona Wilberforce enact the following bylaw 2025-02, being a bylaw to authorize appointments for North Algona Wilberforce Township. Moved by Councillor Robinson, seconded by Councillor Buchwald. Questions or comments? Councillor Reggie Schoenfeld.
Could we have this information somewhere on our website? And maybe with telephone numbers for certain, like Miss Hamlin for the livestock evaluator, just so it's easy to find it right away. Like the county weed inspector, their telephone number, the fence viewers. Because I know sometimes people are asking me for them. And it sure would be nice just to point them to one spot.
Yeah, in some cases, like the fence viewers, we wouldn't want public reaching out directly to them.
But could there be a number that they call here? Just for those key ones.
Because most of them listed under departments and then the contacts with numbers.
But are the fence viewers ones there?
No, because nobody can contact them, we have to contact them.
I know, I guess what I'm trying to say is if I have a fence viewing issue,
You call the office.
but is that written there, like somewhere, like if you got a fence viewer issue, call the office?
I believe that maybe under that, so I'd have to go back and check.
Okay.
Any other comments? Seeing none, all in favor? That's carried. Thank you. Item 10.3 is a bylaw to establish a schedule of fees. Now therefore, the Council of North Algona Wilberforce enacts the following bylaw 2025-03, being a bylaw to establish a schedule of fees for the Corporation of North Algona Wilberforce Township. Moved by Councillor Robinson, seconded by Councillor Reiche-Schoenfeld. Questions or comments? Seeing none, all in favor? It's carried, thank you. Item 10.4 is the bylaw for township officers and employees. Now therefore, the Council of North Algona Wilberforce enact the following bylaw. Bylaw 2025-04, a bylaw for the remuneration of township officers and employees. Moved by Councillor Buckwald, seconded by Councillor Robinson. Questions or comments? Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, just to remind council, this was the bylaw where we had the seasonal and part-time folks included in that, and now we have the one, which is full-time.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. So I will call the vote, all in favor. That's carried, thank you. Item 10.5 is a bylaw to assign signing officers for banking purposes. Now therefore, the Council of North Algona Wilberforce enact the following bylaw 2025-05, being a bylaw to appoint signing officers for banking purposes for the Corporation of North Algona Wilberforce Township. Moved by Councillor Buckwald, seconded by Councillor Robinson. Questions or comments? Seeing none, all in favor? That's carried, thank you. Item 10.6 is a bylaw to establish an annual remuneration and benefits for council members. Now therefore, the Council of North Algona Wilberforce enact the following bylaw 2025-06, being a bylaw to establish annual remuneration and benefits for council members for the Corporation of North Algona Wilberforce Township. Moved by Councillor Robinson, seconded by Councillor Buckwald. Questions, comments? Seeing none, all in favor? That's carried. Thank you. Item 10.7 is a bylaw to authorize partnership with Vulture Valley and Whitewater Region. Now therefore, the Council of North Algona Wilberforce enact the following bylaw 2025-07, being a bylaw to authorize the execution of a partnership agreement with the Township of Vulture Valley and the Township of Whitewater Region. Moved by Councillor Robinson, seconded by Councillor Buckwald. Questions, comments? Seeing none, all in favor? Those opposed? That's carried, thank you. So that brings us to matters of urgency, and I have one item. And that staff is recommended entering a closed session at the appropriate section of the agenda to address a matter of urgency as per section A 24.3 of the Township Procedural Bylaw 2018-05.
Want to report that on, or is that?
Not necessarily, if that's okay with.
And do I have a mover and seconder? Moved by Councillor Ricky Schoenfeld, seconded by Councillor Buckwell. All in favor? That's carried. Thank you. We want to vote now? All right, just, I'm almost there. Are there any notices of motion? Seeing none, the meeting's an unfinished business, so there's an advisory committee to council meeting on January the 29th, 2025 at 7 p.m. There's a recreation committee meeting on February the 10th, 2025 at 7 p.m. And our next regular council meeting is February the 18th, 2025 at 7 p.m. And now I have council moves into closed session pursuant to section 239 2E of the Municipal Act regarding one litigation or potential litigation, including matters before administration tribunals affecting the municipality or local boards. Moved by Councillor Robinson, seconded by Councillor Buckwell. All in favor? It's carried. We will. Thank you. We'll move into closed at 7:54 p.m.
You're awfully chilly. Still out there.
And so now I have a confirmatory bylaw, that bylaw 2025-08, being a bylaw to confirm the proceedings of council for January 2025, is read a first and second time this 22nd day of January 2025. Do I have a mover and a seconder? Moved by Councillor Ricky Schoenfeld, seconded by Councillor Robinson. It's read a third time and finally passed this 22nd day of January 2025. All in favor? That is carried. Thank you. And I have a motion that is January 22nd, 2025 regular council meeting adjourns at 8:31 p.m. Moved by Councillor Buckwell, seconded by Councillor Robinson. All in favor? That's carried. Thank you. We are adjourned.
Thank you.